She stopped dead when she saw me, voice barely audible. You're still alive. Sally Core's recovery skiff slammed onto the jagged hull of the wreck. Dust exploded around the landing struts. She vaulted over the side, plasma cutter humming in her grip. Silent sweep. She barked into her comm. Hesh! Seal the perimeter. Kellen, eyes on rival signatures. Move. Dr. Hesh Varun's drone whirred ahead, mapping heat leaks. Kellen Rook, the embedded human liaison, jogged beside her, his bulky envirosuit clanking. His faceplate fogged with quick breaths. Weak beacon 12 meters north, Hesh reported, voice clipped. Human transponder, fading fast. Siley nodded once. The crash site sprawled across the asteroid surface. Twisted alloy from a human freighter, gutted by pirate mines. Rival salvagers prowled these rocks. Captain Audranve's signature pulsed on her scanner, closing from Grid 7. They wanted the black box data. Bodies were just cleanup. She led the push into the breach. Boots crunched over debris. Her suit's filters hissed against acrid fumes. Humans built tough ships, but not invincible. Protocol said this survivor, Mara Vance, technician, had flatlined hours ago. Body retrieval only. Beacon strengthened. Siley raised a gauntleted hand. Team halted. Collapsed corridor ahead, Hesh said. Structural integrity at 9%. Clear it. Siley ignited her cutter. Blue plasma sliced through sealed plating like foil. Sparks showered her visor. She kicked the slab aside. Darkness yawned beyond, lit only by her helmet beam. She stepped in alone. Air recyclers strained. The beam swept rubble-choked walls, exposed conduits sparking faintly. Human tech, crude, but resilient. She followed the beacon's pulse to a pinned bulkhead. Cutter flared again, metal groaned, and parted. Saeli wedged her shoulders through, scanner probing the void. A hand clamped her wrist, steel fingers locked like a vice. From the black, a human woman's face thrust into her beam, pale, streaked with blood and grime. Mara Vance's eyes burned, unblinking. No gasp, no plea, just grip and stare. Saeli's pulse spiked. She yanked back. The hand held. Alive, Mara rasped. Voice gravel-dry but steady. Data cores intact. Pirates inbound. Saeli keyed her mic. Thumb jammed the override. Team, live extraction, priority 1, human survivor, conscious. Kesh's voice crackled. Commander, vitals read negative. Protocol, overridden. Saeli twisted free, but gently. Mara's arm trembled, pinned under a collapsed beam, yet her gaze pinned Sally harder, calculating. Not desperate. Kellen burst through behind her. Mara! Hold on. Quiet, Saeli snapped. Rival signatures accelerated. Audran skiff, 2 minutes out. She scanned Mara. Fractured ribs. Internal bleeding. Exposure to vacuum leaks for 18 hours. Human baselines said lethal. Yet here she gripped, eyes tracking every move. Stabilize her, Siley ordered Hesh. The medic crawled in, hypospray ready. Mara's free hand blocked it. No sedatives. I cut the core free. It's rigged behind me. Saeli's beam caught it. A human data module, fist-sized, wired to the bulkhead. Mara had jury-rigged it from scraps. Exposed circuits pulsed. You did this? Ollie crouched closer. Mara's suit hung in tatters. Seals patched with mastic and hope. Methodical, Mara said. Flat tone. Keeps it from remote wipe. Pirates want it. Hesh injected anyway, overriding Mara's block. Adrenaline counteragent. You're at 20% capacity. Mara's eyes narrowed but held Saeli's. Trust flickered there? No. Demand. Kellen shouldered in. Extract now. She's key witness. Data first. Saeli cut him. Humans always rushed. Her species, the Kaelari, prized precision. One wrong pull, and the wreck collapses. Rival fire pinged the hull outside. Audran's voice boomed on open channel. Core, stand down. That wreck's ours by charter. Deliver the core. Keep your hides. Saeli's jaw tightened. She sliced the beam, pinning Mara. Aloy screamed. Mara grunted, didn't cry out. Raid. She dragged the core free with one arm, passing it to Saeli. Secure, Mara said. My beacon drew you. New liaison protocols pinged it. Underestimation hit Saeli like a strut. Humans, fragile, emotional. Yet this one endured void exposure, rigged defenses solo. Quiet competence. Hesh hauled Mara up. Incredible vitals rebound. She's rewriting my baselines. Out, Saley commanded. They retreated, Mara between her and Kellen. Legs buckled on Mara once. Saley caught her, suit servos whining. Pirate drones swarmed the breach. Saley fired her pulse rifle. 2 down. Hesh's drone zapped another. Odrin's skiff crested the ridge, cannons hot. Surrender the human. She's leverage. Kellen yelled back. Negative, Vey. She's ours. Saili shoved Mara into the skiff's med bay, strapped her down. Mara gripped her wrist again. Lighter now. Trust the burn. Cores got overrides. Use my codes. Saley slotted it. Human interface flared. Pirate trackers bypassed. Odron's skiff veered. Fooled. Hesh gaped at his pad. She endured 3 hours unpressurized, patched her own lungs with sealant foam. Humans, they just keep going. Saley lifted off. Thrusters roared. Rivals pursued, but the asteroid's gravity well bought time. Mara's eyes fluttered, but locked on Saley's. Loyalties earned. You overrode protocol. Reciprocate. Saley's grip tightened on controls. Humans demanded recalibration. Survival wasn't just endurance. It was this quiet steel, forcing trust from the shadows. Kellen leaned in. She's the best damn tech we have. Told you. Saley ignored him, watched Mara instead. The human's chest rose, steady. No boasts, just results. Incoming fire rocked the skiff. Odron's voice snarled. You can't outrun us, Core. Saley punched evasive. Watch me. Mara's hand twitched toward the console. Let me nave. I know their patterns. Hesh protested. She's critical. Do it, Saley said. Wrist still tingled from that first clamp. Mara's fingers danced, weak but precise. Skiff banked hard into a debris field. Pirates overshot, colliding with wreckage. Silence fell. Alarms cleared. Saley's scanner cleared the sector. They jumped to relay point. Hesh ran finals, stable. Her resilience, it's rewriting my protocols. Kellen grinned. Humans do that. Saley met Mara's gaze. The human nodded once, partnership sealed in grip and glance. But Odron's signature lingered on long range. Hunting resumed. Saley accelerated. Trust built in wreckage demanded protection now. The human's hidden fire burned brighter than any beacon. Saley hauled the limp human through the jagged tear in the hull. Shards of alloy scraped her scales. Mara's body weighed nothing in low grav, but blood slicked every grip. Alarms wailed from the wreck's dying core. Stay with me, human. Saley's voice cut through the hiss of escaping air. She spotted the pressure pocket. A sealed maintenance nook ahead. Bulkhead groaned under strain. Saley kicked debris aside and dragged Mara inside. The door irised shut behind them. Pressure equalized with a thud. Mara's chest barely rose. Blue lips. Human physiology charts flashed in Saley's mind. Fragile oxygen dependency. She yanked a spare respirator from her harness. Clamped it over Mara's mouth and nose. Seals hissed green. A faint wheeze answered. Saley's claws flexed. Protocol said tag and bag the dead. This one breathed. Barely. Scans showed catastrophic decompression trauma. Yet those eyes flickered open. Dull brown, locking on her. Mara's hand twitched. Pointed weakly at the far bulkhead. A hairline crack spiderwebbed across it. Brace. That. It'll shear. Saley froze. Human speech garbled through the mask, but clear enough. She scanned the wall, stress readings spiked. No time for debate. She slammed her mag boots down, grabbed a strut from her kit, and wedged it across the crack. Pushed hard. Metal creaked, held. The bulkhead shuddered. A secondary groan echoed from deeper in the wreck. Saley's comm crackled. Core. Status. Audrin's signatures closing fast. Kellen Rook's voice. Human liaison, always pushing. Friction burned in her vents. Securing asset. Hold position. Mara coughed. Respirator fogged. Her finger jabbed again. Insistent. Saley nodded once. Trust the instinct. Humans survived on it, Data said. She patched through to the skiff. Hesh Pocket Alpha 7. Critical retrieval. Prep cross-species adapter. Dr. Ishvarun's response snapped back. Negative, Commander. Human vitals incompatible. Risk of cascade rejection. Authorize it.
Sally's tone brooked no argument. She's directing structural fails.
Do it now. Boots thumped outside. Hesh burst in, medkit humming. His multifaceted eyes widened at Mara. Pulse thready, hemorrhage internal, transfusion adapter untested on primates. Mara's gaze sharpened. She gripped Sally's arm. Weak, but steel in the squeeze. Do it. S hesitated, scanned her again. Blood type mismatch, but cellular resilience off charts, adapting. He slapped the device onto Mara's neck. Nanite's word, bridging alien plasma to human veins. Sally's own blood donor line linked in, warmth pulled from her core. Hash monitored every beep. Stabilizing, or clotting factor, it's adapting faster than protocol predicts. Sally watched the human. No thrashing, no panic. Just steady breaths fogging the mask. Mara tugged the respirator aside. Rasped. Rations, in my vest. Sally ripped open the human's tech vest, found the pack. Nutrient-dense human sludge. She tore it open, held it to Mara's lips. "Io." Mara swallowed. Forced it down, one gulp. Sally timed it. 3 seconds. Another. 4 seconds. Mara's throat worked methodically. No waste, no complaint. 5, Sally counted aloud. Mara hit 6 on the next. Color crept back into her cheeks. Hesh's scanner beeped approval. Nutrient uptake nominal. She's rewriting parameters. Human endurance isn't hyperbole. Kellen patched in from the skiff. Told you, Core. Mara's the best. Get her out. Odrin's boarding drones inbound. Sally ignored him. Watched Mara finish the pack. Empty. Human licked her lips, nodded. The wreck groaned louder. A deep structural rumble shook the pocket. Lights flickered. Sally's scanner lit red. Cascade failure imminent. Mara sat up, pushed off the wall. Main keel, port side, frame 12. It'll snap first. Ventral thrusters will fire uncontrolled. Sally stared. Human knew the ship. Intimately. Oh. Tech. Lived it. Mara stood on shaking legs, pointed to the pocket door. Evac now. Follow my lead. Hesh protested. She's hypotensive. Sally clamped his shoulder. She just braced our air. Move. They burst into the corridor. Wreckage tilted. Sparks flew. Mara led, one hand on bulkheads for balance. Sally's pistol swept shadows. Hesh covered rear. Drones whirred ahead. Odrin's salvage bots. Red lasers painted them. Mara snatched a loose panel. Flung it. Caught 2 drones mid-air. Sparks erupted.
Junction ahead. Bypass tube.
Sally blasted the rest. They dove into the tube. Crawled fast. Mara's breaths rasped, but pace held. Behind, the groan peaked. Explosion rocked the ship. Scanner confirmed. Keel snap. Port 12. Exactly. They tumbled out into the docking arm. Skiff hatch yawned open. Kellen waved them in. Go, go. Sally shoved Mara aboard first. Ishay strapped her down. Sally hit the controls. Thrusters fired. They peeled away from the wreck. Odrin's voice boomed over open channel. Core. That data's mine. Humans a witness. Loose end. Sally punched evasive. Try taking it. Asteroid gravity tugged them low. Mara unstrapped partially. Reached for the nav console. Their patterns. Let me. Hesh lunged. Critical. Do it, Sally snapped. Wrist still burned from that first clamp. Human fingers danced over keys. Weak. Precise. Skiff banked into debris. Pirates overshot. Collision alarms blared on their scopes. Silence fell. Sector clear. Sally glanced back. Mara's chest rose steady. No boasts. Just eyes meeting hers. Partnership and a nod. Hesh ran finals. Stable. Resilience. Extraordinary. Kellen grinned. Humans do that. Long range pinged. Audrin hunting. Sally accelerated. Trust forged in groans demanded more now. But the relay point loomed. Docking clamps engaged. Med bay doors hissed open. Sally carried Mara inside. Hesh prepped full scans. Mara gripped her arm. Whispered, loyalties earned. You overrode protocol. Reciprocate. Sayeli's scales flushed. Humans demanded this. Recalibration. Survival wasn't endurance alone. It was quiet steel, forcing trust from wrecked shadows. Kellen hovered. She's our best tech. Knew it. Sayli set Mara down, ignored him, watched the human instead. Chest rose steady. Results spoke. Esh's voice cut in. Commander... Per metrics, I've updated the database. Human capability validated. Public log. Sayli's vents stilled. First alien admission. Protocol bent. Incoming fire rocked the station. Odron's snarl. Can't outrun forever, core. Sayli punched station defenses live. Watch me. Mara's hand twitched toward a side console. Let me lock their signatures. Hess started to argue. Sayli nodded. Do it. Fingers flew. Weak, but sure. Locks engaged. Pirates veered off. Silence again. Sayli met Mara's gaze. Nod. Once. Bond sealed in grip and glance. But Odron's signal lingered. Hunt resumed. Protection now. The human's fire burned brighter. Deeper in medbay, Ish injected stabilizers. Mara endured, eyes on Sayli. No words needed. Sayli stood guard. Scales tingled from shared blood. Reciprocation started here. Kellen paced. We push for full evac. She's key. Friction sparked. Sayli's glare silenced him. Human earned this watch. Alien protocol yielded. Rec data streamed in, secured by Mara's pre-escape hacks. Oran wanted it bad. Secrets in the core. Mara rasped. Keel data shows their weak point. Sayli leaned in, listened. Hesh noted it. Collaborative edge. Noted. The station alarms wailed anew. Boarding alerts. Sayli drew her sidearm. Positions. Mara pushed up, ignored Hesh's protest, grabbed a med scanner like a weapon. I know the vents. Together they moved. Human resilience led. Alien discipline followed. Odron's forces breached outer. Sayli's sidearm bucked in her grip. Plasma bolts scorched the bulkhead behind them. Audron's boarders poured through the breached outer hull, their armored forms silhouetted against flickering emergency lights. Left! Vents! Mara rasped. The human clutched her scavenged med scanner like a club. She ducked into a narrow access tube first, her bandaged frame scraping rusted grates. Sayli followed, scales prickling from the heat of pursuit. Hesh and Kellen brought up the rear, the medic's kit clanking. Radiation surge ahead, Hesh warned over comms, passage sealed for a reason. Sali's HUD lit up crimson. Asterisk fatal exposure imminent. Evacuate. Hazard alarms wailed through her helmet feed. The corridor ahead glowed with warning chevrons, irradiated from a breached core leak. Protocol demanded bypass or full suits. They had neither time nor gear. Mara didn't slow. She gripped the hatch release and yanked it open. Alarms blared louder, her bare skin, exposed where bandages peeled, brushed the frame. No flinch, no hesitation. She plunged in. Sayli's mandibles clicked in shock. Humans registered as fragile on every scan. Low rad tolerance, brittle bones. Yet Mara walked straight into the red zone. Sayli's sensors spiked, lethal dose in minutes. Human, halt, your vitals. Keep moving. Mara's voice cut through static. She waved them forward with a flat hand, palm out. Universal for clear. Her steps stayed steady, methodical. She scanned the walls with her device, ignoring the Geiger chatter echoing off her own breather mask. Sayeli hesitated a heartbeat, then followed. Trust the data or the human. Mara's fire had locked Odron's signatures earlier, saved them once. Sayeli gripped her sidearm tighter. They hustled single file through the glowing haze, air thick with ionized tang. Behind, Kellen cursed. She's nuts. My readings match yours. Quiet. Sayli's glare silenced him through the visor link. The chef logged it silently, his multi-tool beeping vitals. 50 meters in, the passage narrowed to a service crawl. Mara dropped to knees first. Radiation markers pulsed on Sayli's HUD. 80% threshold. Organ failure imminent. Asterisks. Mara's shoulders rolled as she crawled. No stagger, no gasp. Sweat beaded on her neck, but her hand stayed sure on the scanner. Sayeli's scales itched under her recovery suit. Her species endured vacuum better, but Rad's shredded nerves. She'd pulled back from less. This human? Kept going. Siley forwarded a quick scan burst to command. Subject Vance exceeds tolerances. Verify. They emerged into a gutted engineering bay. Air recyclers hung dead, frost rhyming the vents from thermal bleed. Odron's hunters would hit this junction soon. Station schematics showed it. Breathable atmo? Scarce. Siley's tanks read half. Mara rose without aid. She eyed the wreckage. Shattered conduits, a toppled cryo unit, loose cabling, air's gone. Filters cooked. Her voice stayed level. No whine. Hess checked his gauge.
Confirmed. Rebreathers at 20.
We sit. We suffocate. Kellen slammed a fist on his thigh plate. Evac beacon. Now, she's priority. Mara ignored him. She dragged a heat exchanger from the debris, its coils dented but intact, grabbed filter mesh from a busted panel, twisted scrap conduit into a frame with bare hands. Sally's optic zoomed. Human fingers, raw and blistered, bent alloy like foil. Heat it. Mara pointed to a live power tap sparking nearby. Filter pulls rads and CO2. Cycles breathable. Saili knelt beside her. Impossible without tools. Her species built rigs like this in labs with welders and seals. Mara sparked the tap with her scanner probe. Flames licked the exchanger. She packed the mesh tight, sealed edges with thermal gel scavenged from the cryo unit. Hands moved in sequence. Clamp. Twist. Test flow. No waste. Hesh leaned in. Scanner whirring. Flow rate viable. Purity 92%.
How?
Tech basics. Mara hooked it to the main vent. Blew into a test tube. Clear output. She passed the mask first to Saley. Saley's HUD cleared. Asterisk ATMO stable. She inhaled. Clean. Warm. Reciprocation hit hard. The human built salvation from trash. Siley activated her helmet recorder. Full spectrum vid scans audio. Command recovery led core. Witness human improvisation. Capability verified. Forwarding packet. Kellen snorted. About time. She's my asset. Yours? Saley's scales flared. She earned this. Mara met her gaze. Nod shared. No words. Hesh patched in. Medic log. Subject Vance defies rad exposure. 12% over lethal human norm. Endurance anomaly. Recommend uplift protocols. Alarms spiked anew. Comms crackled dead. Odron jammed the band. Siley's visor flickered offline. Signal lost. Visual only. Mara stood. Grabbed a length of glow cable. Snapped it taut. This way. She slashed a mark on the bulkhead. Arrow left. Circle slash for danger. Hand signal followed. 2 fingers up, then wave. Safe path. Saley watched. No tech. Pure analog. Mara led them into a side duct marking every junction. Fist to chest. Stop. Palm rotate. Clear. They ghosted past a rat-hot chamber. Odron's boots thumping parallel corridors. Saley's grip on her sidearm eased a fraction. Human led without boast. Just did. Her own team excelled at orbital drops. Shield hacks. This. Stubborn craft in Hell's Kitchen. Kellen grumbled under breath. Protocol says, Hesh cut him. Protocol adapts. Data doesn't lie. A distant clang echoed. Rivals closing. Mara froze at a grate, peered through. Signal, thumb down, slash, threat. Saley sighted her weapon. 2 boarders lumbered past, scanners sweeping. Mara tapped her shoulder. Wait. Counted beats on fingers. 1 gone. 2. Clear, they pressed on. Mara's marks glowed faint behind. Radiation faded on Saley's HUD. Asterisk, green hummed. On their backs, shared air sustaining. Deeper in, Mara paused at a console remnant. Fingers danced. Residual hack. Rec data bloomed on Saley's backup display. Odron's weak point. Keel's shield flaw Mara flagged earlier. Saley's mandibles parted. You planned this. Mara shrugged. Blistered hands flexed. Survive first, share later. Hesh nodded. Collaborative. Noted for report. Kellen pushed forward. That's the evac hatch. Punch it. But sensors pinged. Ambush ahead. Audron's voice boomed through static breach. End of line core. Humans ours. Siley raised her sidearm. Mara gripped her scanner tighter. Trust locked. Humans' quiet steel reshaped the fight. They charged the hatch together. Blaster fire erupted. Mara's signal flashed. Flank left. Saley pivoted, scales thrumming with new certainty. This human rewrote the rules, and Odrin would learn it the hard way. Siley's HUD flared red. An unregistered salvage shuttle knifed into the debris field, engines growling through the void. Contact 047, closing fast. Her voice cracked over the comm. Kill external lights, full blackout. Now, Hesh yanked the toggle on their recovery skiff's console. Lights died. The teen drifted in shadow, hulls of shattered rigs tumbling past like silent tombstones. Kellen twisted in his harness, eyes on Mara. The human survivor strapped beside him, skin blistered, suit patched with scavenged tape. That's Odrin Vey's mark. Triple chevron on the flank pod. They don't extract. They erase witnesses. Saley's mandibles clicked. Mara spotted it first. From a flickering wrist scanner, no less. Humans saw details aliens missed in the chaos. Confirmed. Faction Blackthorn. Vey runs it. She scanned her own display. Shuttle vector locked on their wreck target. They want the data core. And us gone. Hesh's voice buzzed. Precise. Protocol. No arming civilians. Humans condition. Radiation exposure at 240%. Unstable. Protocols flexible. Saeli unclipped a compact cutter from her belt. Plasma-edged, thumb-sized trigger. She pressed it into Mara's palm. Rear guard. Cover our exhaust. You flag threats. We clear them. Mara's fingers closed around it. No flinch. Blistered knuckles flexed. She nodded once. Kellen grinned. Finally. Move. Saley's scales prickled. Arming a dead human broke every recovery reg. But Mara's eyes, steady, calculating, shifted the math. Trust her quiet steel. The skiff bumped the wreck's hull. Magnets locked. Breach charge hummed. Audrin's voice boomed across open channel. Gravel through static. Core. This is Captain Vey. Blackthorn salvage. Wreck's unclaimed. Human carcass is forfeit. Power down and eject, or we vent you. Siley's jaw locked. Open channel meant witnesses. Fleet logs would catch it. Negative Vey. Galactic Recovery Authority Tag Alpha 9. Humans live retrieval. Back off your vector or eat a protest beam. Laughter barked back. Authority don't reach debris squats. You got 5 ticks. Then we board. Channel cut. Saley's team breached. Airlock iris dilated. They piled in. Mara last. Cutter humming low. Wreck corridors twisted. Bulkheads buckled from core breach. Radiation ticked on HUDs. Yellow. Edging orange. Shared air tanks hissed on backs, recycling Mara's exhales with alien filters. Formation, Saley ordered. S-center, Kellen point. Mara tail. Distant clang echoed. Boots on deck plate. Rivals. Mara froze at a grate. Peered through. Her hand signaled. Thumb down. Slash across throat. Threat. Multiple. Saley raised her pulse rifle. 2 boarders lumbered past. Blackthorn heavies. Scanners sweeping. Scaled hides like hers but scarred. Opportunistic. Mara tapped Saley's shoulder. 2 fingers. Then fist. Wait. Count. Saeli held. 1 boarder paused. Scanner beeped empty. Moved on. Second followed. Clear. They pressed forward. Mara's cutter glowed faint behind, marking their trail in phosphor. Radiation faded to green on HUD. Rig worked. Mara's lungs synced with their mix. Deeper in, Mara paused at a console remnant. Wires sparked. Her fingers danced across it, blistered tips ignoring pain. Residual power surged. Data bloomed on Saley's backup slate. Wreck schematics, Odron shuttle specs. Keel shield flaw flagged red. Mara's earlier hack from survival. Saley's mandibles parted. You embedded this. Knew they'd come. Mara shrugged. Flexed hands. Survive first. Share when it counts. Hesh scanned the feed. Efficiency, 92%. Human baseline exceeded. Noted for report. Kellen shoved ahead. Evac hatch. Punch it. Sensors pinged. Ambush ahead. Thermal blooms. Odron's voice breached static again. End of line, core. Humans ours. Data too. Saley raised sidearm. Mara gripped scanner like a weapon. Trust solidified in that grip. They charged the hatch. Blaster fire erupted. Bolts scorched bulkhead inches from Sally's crest. Mara's signal flashed on shared HUD. Flank left. Sally pivoted without question. Scales thrummed. Rifle barked. First border dropped. Chest smoking. Kellen rolled right, his human pistol spitting rounds. Flank pinned. Hesh deployed drone. Tiny buzz. Injecting calm foam into a rival's breather. Aliens slumped, twitching. Mara darted low. Cutter sliced a scanner arm clean off a third border. Sparked wires. He howled, clutching stump. Sally covered her. Clear left. Odron's shuttle loomed on external cam, docked amidships, pouring more troops. Hull groaned under strain.
See it, breach.
Sorry, back toggle. Hatch iris word open. Vacuum tugged. They tumbled into the skiff. Mara last. Slamming panel. Boosters fired. Wreck receded. But Vay's shuttle detached, pursuit vector hot. You think you're out? Data's tagged. Human too. Saili's comm lit. Fleet backup inbound. 10 minutes. Hesh. Shields. Kellen. Guns. Mara. Strapped in. Plugged her slate direct. Keel flaw. Target there. Cutter freak disrupts it. Saili glanced. Human's eyes locked hers. No plea, just fact. Do it. Kellen whooped. Hell yes. Hesh hesitated. Risk, 47%. The data validates. Pulse cannons locked. Mara fed cords. Sally's finger hovered trigger. Vay's shuttle closed, broadside batteries glowing. Fire. Beam lanced. Hit true. Keel shields flickered. Crumpled. Blackthorn engines stuttered. Debris spewing. Odrin roared open channel. Core! That human. Sally cut him. Learns fast. Live with it. Skiff jinked through hulks. Rival shuttle listed. Venting plasma. Pursuit broken. Hesh logged vitals. Human stable. Resilience. Anomalous. Recommend uplift review. Kellen clapped Mara's shoulder. Told you. Humans don't quit. Mara wiped sweat. Met Sally's gaze. Nodded. Sally's mandibles softened. This human, quiet, methodical, rewrote survival. Loyalty wasn't protocol. It was her signal in the dark. Her cutter in the fight. Lead beacon pulsed closer. But sensors pinged anew. Second Blackthorn signature. Deeper field. Vay wasn't done. Sally gripped controls. Strap in. Hunts flipped. Mara's hand steadied on the cutter. Ready. Sally's certainty thrummed deeper. Trust locked. Human steel reshaped them all. Hull rattled as boosters maxed. Debris field swallowed pursuers' glare. But Odrin's backup closed flanks. 2 shuttles now, pincering. Options? Is queried. Med scanner beeping Mara's fading rads. Data core dumped to fleet? Mara said. Fingers flew on console. Their nets slaved to Vay's lead ship, Bricket. Sally nodded. Green light. Hack deployed. Rival HUDs worldwide glitched. Blackthorn formations stuttered. Kellen fired chaff. Got one veering. One shuttle grazed a hulk, exploding in silent fire. Second broke off, cursing static. Vay's voice cut through. Tricks won't save you, Vance. Your tech's marked. Mara's jaw set. No reply. Just action. Rerouting skiff power to jammers. Sally's HUD cleared. Fleet Corvette dropped in, guns hot. Recovery Alpha 9. This is Vanguard. Weapons free on hostiles. Blackthorn scattered. Skiff docked hard. Med bay lights blinded. Hesh unstrapped Mara first. Vitals nominal. Endurance defies models. Sally watched medics swarm. Mara waved them off, standing on blistered feet, helped Kellen with gear. Captain's voice hailed. Report core. Retrieval complete. Human asset critical to success. Sally's voice held new weight. Recommend immediate clearance. She's no carcass. Mara met her eyes across the bay. Thumb up. Clear. Sally's scales warmed. Underestimated? No more. This bond, cross-species forged in fire, redefined trust. But console ping a drone's red targeting laser locked onto Sally's chest plate. She dropped into a crouch, carbine raised as the maintenance spine's dim emergency strips flickered overhead. Odrin's probe hummed closer. 3 insectoid units, claws scraping rusted bulkheads. Contact! Hesh hissed from behind. Med scanner clutched like a shield. Kellen spun, pistol out, eyes wide on his visor feed. Sally signaled halt. The spine narrowed ahead. a gutted artery of the wreck laced with exposed conduits. No cover. Drones would shred them. Mara Vance pushed past Kellen, the human survivor, blistered skin, rad-burned coveralls, hauled a jury-rigged toolkit. Got it, she muttered. Fingers danced over a salvaged panel. False beacon. They'll bite. Saley grabbed her arm. Human, stand down. Protocol. Protocol gets us ventilated. Mara yanked free, slotted a power cell. Her voice stayed flat, eyes on the wiring. Watch. The lead drone twitched. Its laser swept off Saley, toward the panel. Mara tapped deploy. A pulse beacon flared, mimicking a data core signature right in a side shaft. Drones pivoted. Claws clicked as they swarmed the lure. First one plunged in. Bulkhead groaned. Mara slapped a second override. Structural charges from the wreck's failing supports. The shaft collapsed. Tangle of metal and sparks swallowed the drones. Echoing crunch vibrated the spine. Kellen whooped. Holy. How? Hesh blinked at his scanner. Radiation levels stable. Human improvisation exceeds parameters. Saili stared. Mara dusted hands. Already moving. No brag. Just results. Humans. Fragile, they said. This one rewired traps like breathing. Spine forks ahead. Saeli ordered. Double time to extraction point. She took point. Mara, at her flank. Hesh and Kellen trailed. Gear clanking. Alarms wailed distant. Odrin's voice crackled open comms. Clever core. But my hunter-killers have your scent. Vance's tech log's mine now. Saley muted him. Wreck shuddered. Another drone salvo breaching hulls nearby. They hit the fork. Left to skiff dock. Right a dead-end vent. Left, she said. Mara halted. Trap. Seismic reads unstable. She crouched, palm to deck plate. Feel that? Vibration patterns off. Shaft'll drop. Hesh checked. She's right. Models confirm. Kellen pushed forward. We can't detour. Odrin's closing. Siley waited. Human gut call versus scans. Right it is. Vent crawl. They piled in. Narrow tube. Coolant residue slicking scales. Saley's shoulders scraped. Mara wriggled ahead. Smaller frame leading. Probes buzzed behind. One drone latched the fork, laser painting the vent mouth. They're locking, Kellen yelled. Saley reversed, carbine barking. Bolts sparked off drone armor. It shrugged, claws extending. Mara twisted back, rigged it, pulled the red wire. Too late. Drone fired. Plasma grazed Saley's thigh guard, searing through. She lunged anyway, tackling Mara flat as the bolt chewed vent wall. Move! Saeli roared. Pain lanced her leg. Glancing hit, but servos whined damaged. Hesh fired past. Covering! Kellen hauled at Saley's arm. Drone advanced, laser dancing. Mara didn't freeze. She grabbed Saley's harness, heaved. Human strength, lean muscle hauling alien bulk upright. Up. Now. Saley staggered. Scales burned where plasma kissed. Mara shoved her forward, then spun to the drone. Toolkit out. Flash welded a conduit burst. Sparks erupted, shorting the drone's optics. It thrashed blind. Kellen pumped rounds home. Machine crumpled. Saeli leaned on bulkhead, leg throbbing. Mara gripped her elbow. Walk it off. Skiff's 200 meters. Human. Saeli started. March. Mara locked eyes. No plea. Command. Blistered feet planted firm. Saeli nodded. Grit overrode pain. They pushed. Vents spat them into a service bay. Wreck groaned louder. Odrin's shuttles pounding outer hull. Drones multiplied on feeds. 6 now. Vectoring. Skiff hatch compromised. Hesh reported. Backup breach sealed. Kellen cursed. Vay's pinching us. Saley scanned. They held a derelict loader drone, inert. Mara eyed it. Power it. Ram protocol. Hash objected. Mass too great. Spine won't hold. Will if I reroute. Mara climbed the loader, panels popping under her hands, wires sparked. Engine coughed alive. Saeli covered her. Drones breached bay door, lasers sweeping. Done. Mara dropped, slapped controls. Loader lurched, barreling at the pack. Drones scattered. 2 pulped under treads. Loader wedged the door, buying seconds. Through the overload vent, Mara said. I braced it earlier. Saley led the sprint. Leg dragged, but Mara's shoulder under her arm kept pace. Human endurance, rads cooking her cells, yet she hauled alien deadweight. Hesh marveled aloud. Her cortisol analogs, off-charts, but stable. Defy xenobiology. Kellen grinned fierce. Told you. Humans don't quit, Odron's voice boomed. Surrender, Vance. Data's mine. Saley thumbed reply. Touch her vey and your claims ash. They hit the skiff hatch. Kellen punched cycle. Airlock hissed. Drone swarm reformed. Lead unit targeted. Mara, this time. Saley spun. Acted first. She body blocked. Plasma grazing her shoulder pauldron. Armor cracked. Agony bloomed. Mara fired back. Pistol from Kellen's holster. Bolt cored the drone. You're hit, Mara said. Scanning Saley's damage. Minor. Saley shoved her inside. Go. Mara planted feet. Grabbed Saley's good arm. Yanked hard. Alien frame lurched through hatch. Mara followed last. Slapping seal. Skiff shuddered free. Boosters ignited. Inside, Hesh swarmed Saley. Glancing wounds. But cumulative exposure. Stabilize her first, Saley cut in, nodding at Mara. Mara waved off. Stood unassisted. Feet raw. Routed skiff power to shields. Audron's backup inbound. Jam their net. Kellen strapped in. Fleet ETA? Minutes. Saley watched Mara work. Fingers precise. No tremor. Human. Underestimated. Her shield now? Mutual. Debris field rushed past viewports. Pursuers' lasers glared. Boosters maxed. Odrin's shuttles closed, pincering flanks. Options? Hesh queried. His med scanner beeped Mara's rads, fading impossibly. Data core dumped to fleet, Mara said. Fingers flew on console. Their nets slaved to Vey's lead ship. Bricket. Saley nodded. Green light. Hack deployed. Rival HUDs glitched fleet-wide. Blackthorn formation stuttered. Kellen fired chaff. Got one veering. One shuttle grazed a hulk, exploding in silent fire. Second broke off, cursing static. Vey's voice cut through. Tricks won't save you, Vance. Your tech's marked. Mara's jaw set. No reply. Just action. Rerouting skiff power to jammers. Saley's HUD cleared. Fleet corvette dropped in, guns hot. Recovery Alpha 9. This is Vanguard. Weapons free on hostiles. Blackthorn scattered. Skiff docked hard. Med bay lights blinded. Hesh unstrapped Mara first. Vitals nominal. Endurance defies models. Saley watched medics swarm. Mara waved them off, standing on blistered feet. Helped Kellen with gear. Captain's voice hailed. Report, Corps. Retrieval complete. Human asset critical to success. Saley's voice held new weight. Recommend immediate clearance. She's no carcass. Mara met her eyes across the bay. Thumb up. Clear. Saley's scales warmed. Underestimated? No more. This bond, cross-species, forged in fire, redefined trust, but console pinged. Incoming transmission, Audron Sig. Not over, Core. I've got eyes on your prize. Saley slammed the bulkhead hatch open. Twisted metal groaned under her grip. The skiff bay stretched dim and wrecked. Consoles sparked. Air recyclers hissed faint. Exit doors ahead fused into a blackened seam. Impact welded solid. Status, she barked. Kellen Rook spun from the skiff's ramp. Human face slick with sweat. Bay secure. Skiff hot. But those doors... gone. They's hunters circling 2 minutes out. Dr. Hesh Varun limped behind. Med kit slung heavy. His tail flicked pain signals. Saley's side burned. Shrapnel grazed from the breach. Blood slicked her scales. Mara Vance crouched at the doors. No pause. She yanked a plasma torch from wreckage. Ignited it blue hot. Sparks flew, not using the doors. Torch bit into structural ribs beside them. Metal sizzled, peeled back. Saley's mandibles clicked shock. Human hands steady. No flinch. Air pressure dropped. Recyclers failing. Gauge read 82%. Dropping fast. Cycle vents by sound, Mara said. Flat voice, torch carved precise. She paused at a low whoosh from ducts. Counted seconds aloud. 3 mark. Cut resumed. Saley scanned her HUD. Rival signatures closed. Odron Vey's black thorns. Salvage raiders hungry for the wreck's data core and the human. Vance. Time? 40 seconds per rib. Torch whined deeper. First gap glowed orange. Hesh wheezed, pressing a field patch to Saley's wound. Officer Core. Vitals dropping. Evacuate you first. No. Siley shoved his scanner aside. Mara worked like a machine. Undamaged. After rad blasts that should have cooked her. Scales itched with doubt. Human baseline's fragile. This one defied. Hull shuddered. Proximity klaxon wailed. Blackthorn drone pinged the bay. Kellen vaulted into the skiff cockpit. Engines spooled. Launch window shrinking. Saley keyed her comm. Rook, launch without us. Get the core dumped to fleet. That's the priority. Acknowledged, Kellen started. No. Mara didn't look up. Torch sliced second rib. Hesh can't fly solo. Not with that leg. Siley's crest flared. Human protocol. Phase closing. Mara nodded at her HUD feed. Drones mapping. They'll breach in 90. We go together or not at all? Esh's eyes widened behind his visor. Her rads stabilized at 40% exposure. Impossible recovery curve. Saley gripped her rifle. Mara refused abandonment. Stubborn, loyal to them. Her team, cancel launch. Saley snapped. Vance leads the cut. Esh. Brace. Torch finished third rib. Mara timed the vent. Low rumble built, peaked, faded. She rammed a pry bar into the gap. Ribs buckled. Hole yawned fist wide. Through. Mara dropped Torch. Grabbed hull cutter from her belt. Expanded the gap shoulder width. Air whistled out. Pressure hit 72%. Siley's lungs tightened. Kellen swore from cockpit. Blackthorns locking weapons. Saley covered the bay hatch. Blaster ready. Mara hauled at metal. Feet planted on buckled deck. Muscles corded under suit. Blistered skin visible through tears. No grunt. Just pull. Hesh knelt. Nanite injector humming into Saley's side. Wound sealed. 80% function. Move. Pain dulled to fire. Saley nodded. Mara widened the hole to crawl space. Sparks rained. Go. Mara shoved Hesh first. Medic scrambled through. Kit scraping. Clear. Siley followed. Ribs snagged her crest. She powered forward. Mara last. Pushed from behind. Then dove. Skiff ramp hissed shut. Kellen punched controls. Strap in. Engines roared. Skiff lurched. Hull breach alarm screamed outside. Siley strapped beside Mara. Human panted shallow, eyes on tactical. Jammers up? Kellen nodded. Rerouting now. Blackthorn signatures pincered flanks. Options? Hosh queried from med station. His med scanner beeped Mara's rads. Fading. Impossibly. Data core dumped to fleet, Mara said. Fingers flew on console. Their nets slaved to Vay's lead ship. Brick it. Siley nodded. Green light. Hack deployed. Rival HUDs glitched fleet-wide. Blackthorn formation stuttered. Kellen fired chaff. Got one veering. One shuttle grazed a hulk, exploding in silent fire. Second broke off, cursing static. Vay's voice cut through. Tricks won't save you, Vance. Your tech's marked. Mara's jaw set. No reply. Just action. Rerouting skiff power to jammers. Saley's HUD cleared. Fleet corvette dropped in. Guns hot. Recovery Alpha 9. This is Vanguard. Weapons free on hostiles. Blackthorn scattered. Skiff docked hard. Medbay lights blinded. Hesh unstrapped Mara first. Vitals nominal. Endurance defies models. Saley watched medics swarm. Mara waved them off, standing on blistered feet. Helped Kellen with gear. Captain's voice hailed. Report core. Retrieval complete. Human asset critical to success. Siley's voice held new weight. Recommend immediate clearance. She's no carcass. Mara met her eyes across the bay. Come up. Clear. Siley's scales warmed. Underestimated? No more. Console pinged. Incoming transmission. Odrun Sig. Not over, core. I've got eyes on your prize. Siley stiffened. Mara, already at a side terminal. Fingers dancing. Esh's scanner beeped again. Her pulse steady, plotting next. Vanguard shuddered under Excel, but Vay's drones ghosted their flank. Unseen. Lock those signatures, Saley ordered. Mara nodded. No words needed. Trust sealed in the cut. Human resilience rewrote the mission log. Kellen argued from the hatch. She's earned shore leave. Protocol. Hesh cut in. Data confirms. Vance's thresholds exceed Xeno norms by 300%. She's cleared for duty. Siley's mandibles parted approval. First validation public. From the medic who measured everything. But Vay's signal pulsed stronger. Surrender the rec data core, or I take the witness. Mara's console lit. Tracing. He's slaved to a relay hulk. Siley leaned in. Their shoulders brushed. Cross-species rhythm synced. Fire when ready, she said. Mara smiled faint. Torch-sharp focus. Vanguard's guns spoke. Drones bloomed silent. One lingered. Vay's eyes. Siley gripped her console. Mara cut the link. Quiet toughness. It bound them now, but rivals adapted fast. Hull pinged. Boarding probe? Hesh's scanner whirred. Incoming mass. Siley raised her blaster. Mara flanked her. Pry bar ready. Loyalty tested anew. Siley squeezed the blaster trigger. Blue plasma lanced into the hull breach. The boarding probe shrieked. Metal claws retracted as circuits fried. Sparks showered the deck. Mara swung the pry bar. It crunched into the probe's sensor cluster. Shattered optics sparked out. Hesh yanked his scanner cord free. Mass neutralized. No further incursion. Kellen braced at the hatch. That's Vay's last trick. We jump now. Siley holstered her blaster. Alarms wailed. Vay's fleet closed the net. Vanguard's engines groaned under strain. No time for docking protocols. Skiff launch, Siley barked. All hands to auxiliary bay. Mara, grab the medkit cache. It'll shield the coolant lines. Mara nodded. She hefted the kit without strain. Her cuts from the wreck still oozed, but her grip held firm. They sprinted down the corridor. Bulkheads rattled. Drones hammered the shields. Siley sealed the skiff hatch behind them. The cramped craft hummed to life. 6 seats, cargo straps, evasion thrusters, perfect for debris runs. Kellen strapped in, commands hailing. They want the human secured first. Negative. Siley's claws danced over the console. She punched the launch sequence. Skiff rocketed free. Debris field engulfed them. Wreckage from the original crash tumbled like boulders. Siley's forward sensors blanked. Vay's jammer flooded the spectrum. Flying blind, she announced. Her compound eyes adjusted to the gloom. Mandibles clicked focus. Hesh monitored vitals. Vanguard reports Odrin's intercept vector at 047. He'll cut us off in 90 seconds. Mara unstrapped. Coolant warning. Lines ruptured. Siley glanced back. Red lights pulsed on the engine panel. Pressure spiked. Engines would melt in minutes. Patch it, Siley said. Trust snapped into place. No debate. Mara cracked the medkit. She ripped sealant strips, meant for wounds, and jury-rigged them over the hissing line. Fingers steady despite zero spin. Plasma torch from her belt sealed the edges. Sweat beaded her brow. Her core temps at 41 Celsius. Human baseline breached. She should be convulsing. Siley banked hard. A girder loomed from the dark. Skiff grazed it. Hull screamed, but Mara cinched the patch. Coolant stabilized. Engines purred. Trajectory locked, Siley said. She threaded the needle through a collapsing hulk. Vay's sigil flashed on proximity alert. Too close. Kellen leaned forward. Mara, sit. Your priority evac. Mara wiped her hands. Engines first, or we're all vapor. Siley's mandibles parted in alien approval. Human endurance rewrote the odds. Skiff burst clear. Relay buoy ahead. Siley's coded burst punched through. Vanguard, this is core. Skiff evading. Human asset intact. Command crackled back. Negative. Recovery 1. Classify Vance as restricted asset. Divert to quarantine bay, Q19. Siley's crest flared. No. Mara had dragged herself from that tomb, patched their escape, fought at her side. She opened a secure channel. Fingers flew. Official report filed. Mara Vance, mission-critical personnel. Technical competence exceeds Xeno norms. Recommend crew integration. Report denied. Command snapped. Humans are variables. Secure and classify. Kellen protested. She's earned shore leave. Protocol. Hesh cut in. His voice carried weight. Data confirms. Vance's thresholds exceed Xeno norms by 300%. Endurance. Adaptability. cleared for duty. I validate. Saley's grip tightened on the yoke. First public nod from the medic who measured souls. Report stands. She transmitted. Core out. Skiff docked at the forward outpost. Airlock cycled. Medbay lights glared. Doc Set guided Mara to a slab. Sit, scans only. Mara complied, but her eyes tracked Saley. Kellen hovered. Captain Vale regroup. We need her debriefed. Off ship. Zaeli faced him. No. She stays. Captain Audrin Vay's face flickered on the comms relay. Opportunistic eyes gleamed. Core. Hand over the witness. Rec data's mine. She's just variables. Saley muted the channel, her gaze locked on Mara. The human sat straighter now. Sealant strips still clinging to her coveralls, cuts scabbed over, pulse steady on Hesh's readout. You flew blind, Mara said, quiet. Matter of fact, you patched us through hell. Saley's voice softened, mandibles stilled. Hesh nodded. Her cells regenerate at triple rate, no fatigue markers. Extraordinary. Kellen crossed his arms. She's human, Doc. We do that. Not like this. Hesh tapped his scanner. Not after vacuum exposure, shrapnel, coolant burns. Vay's signal pulsed again. Surrender her, Core, or I claim the whole run. Saley ignored it. She extended a grip. Four-clawed hand, calloused from Rex. Alien custom. Offer of pact. Mara eyed it, then clasped, skin to chitin. Firm hold. Next run, Saley said. Debris Sector 7. Vay's rigged it. We clear it together. Mara's faint smile cut sharp. Engines first. Kellen sputtered. She's not cleared. Hesh overrode. She is. Data doesn't lie. Saley's crest rose. The human's touch lingered, warm, unyielding. Quiet toughness bound them. But Vay's drones ghosted the scanners again, adapted, hungrier. Saley pulled up the nav chart. Strap in. We launch at dawn. Mara released the grip, but stayed at the console. Fingers traced signatures, plotting. Hesh packed his kit. I'll prep stims. Her baselines shift hours. Kellen slumped. Friction broken. Saley watched Mara work. Underestimated no more. Human resilience forced the rewrite. Hull sensors pinged. Vay's probe slaved to their buoy. Mara's console lit. Got his relay. Slave to a ghost hulk. Saley leaned close. Shoulders brushed. Rhythm synced. Fire when ready. Mara's torch focus ignited. Skiff guns spoke. Relay bloomed silent. One drone lingered. Vay's eyes. Saley gripped her console. Mara severed the link. Quiet now, but rivals circled. Commands reclassifying. Kellen warned. Asset lockdown. Saley filed the override. Vance crew designation. Effective immediate. Rejection pinged back. She ignored it. Mara stood. Prybar holstered at her belt. Blaster requisition form open on her pad. You're not cargo, Saley said aloud. Mandibles firm. Your crew. Mara met her gaze. Nod sealed it. Cross-species bond forged in the cut. Vay's fleet sig pulsed stronger. Dawn run loomed. Loyalty tested. Trust held. Skiff thrummed. Ready. Hesh's scanner beeped approval. Vitals synced. Anomalous harmony. Kellen strapped in last. But Vay adapts fast. Saley punched engines. Debris called. Mara flanked her station. Prybar gleamed. They launched into the field. Blind again. Together, Vay's intercept vector closed. But Mara's patch held. Saley's weave danced. A hulk tumbled close. Mara called vectors. Saley adjusted. Hesh monitored. Her predictive models 98%. Ours at 72. Alien precision met human grit. Drone swarm inbound. Vay's eyes multiplied. Lock signatures, Saley ordered. Mara nodded. Fingers danced. No words needed. Guns bloomed fire. Swarms scattered. One pierced. Hull pinged. Mara grabbed the kit. Patch ready. Saley banked. On you. Sealant hissed. Engines roared. Clear. Outpost beacon flared. Dock secure. But Vay's voice crackled through. Not over, Core. Prize is mine. Saley muted. Turned to Mara. Crew now. Bond unbreakable. Next run waited. Rivals hunted. They'd rewrite it all.